beginning a new month. And some portions are really challenging because you need to really look for stuff to talk about. This is not one of those. There's so many to go around. But from everything that's going around, I wanted to talk about Rivka, or Rebecca, as you call her. We live in interesting times, right? And when we pray the Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Rivka, the God of Rebecca. And I'm asking myself, what does it mean, the God of Rebecca? What can Rebecca, Rivka, teach us at this moment when we are still in war, finishing a major chapter of it, looking forward with hope and also a little bit of fear? When you are going through rising anti-Semitism, when things are so challenging, what can Rivka, our joint mother, what can she teach us? First of all, Rivka is a woman of action. She does not stay quietly in the safe zone, and she demands meaning from God. Last week we read that Rivka came out to the stranger. She didn't just stay at home, made sure that everything was safe. She was active. She left the places that are usually safe, especially for women then, and she dared to meet the stranger and the world. The ability to get out of our own experiences, to listen, to validate each other's pain, to inspire each other to get out of our comfort zone is one of the lessons I want to take from Rivka. And as some of you know, Israelis are not very good at, nothing happened to us. We're fine. Like the whole country, not so much, but personally, I'm fine. Nothing happened to me. Almost every single Israeli would say that, right? You have family, that's how it works. And one of the amazing things for me about our relationship was how validating it was to speak to my family, which is Sue, here, and for her to say, that's not normal. You can't just say nothing happened to you. There were just ballistic missiles shot at you. Do you remember that conversation?
I do.
You can't just say nothing happened. The ability to listen to each other's pain and validate it. Some of you remember I was here in December 2023, 2 months after October 7th, to come and tell you we know that you are suffering and we know that you are in pain, and we want you to know that we hear your pain and that we care. Part of what Rivka can teach us is that when we go out to meet each other, we can validate each other's pain and story, and somehow there's healing in that. When Rivka is pregnant with twins, she is suffering. She's not the first person to suffer, but she's the first person to go and demand meaning from God. She's the first darshanit. In Hebrew, it's the same word, which is the best, right? Because Hebrew is the best. And she's suffering, but she refuses just to say, that's life. She demands holy meaning to her suffering. And part of what we are trying to do together is to give ancient and holy words to pain and suffering that we can't always describe. When Eliezer is sent to find a good bride, she and her family needs to pass a very particular test. It's not how good she looks. It's not how rich her family is. Does she come from a place of chesed ve'emet, truth and kindness? And I wanted to think for a moment about what it means to be in a relationship that it's not just truthful, but also kind. Sometimes when we're kind, we smile, we hug, but we don't challenge each other. Sometimes when we just speak truth, we're horrible. The ability to be in a relationship in which we can very lovingly speak truth to each other is a gift. And it's a gift that both of our congregations share. 2 times, Rebecca meets a stranger, which means I can't say she was Jewish because Judaism wasn't quite there yet, but to be Jewish, she's part of the family, from a different country, meets a soon-to-be Jew from Israel. And those two encounters, those two meetings from a US Jew to an Israeli Jew are very, very special. In the first one, she meets Eliezer, and through the meeting, we understand how special she is, what a pure heart she has, how much generosity she has in her. She gives water not just to him, but to his camels as well. Encountering each other can bring forth the generosity of spirit we have for each other. The second one, she's meeting Yitzchak, Isaac, who's going to be her husband. This will be the only couple that A, they will say there's love, and B, there will be no other woman. Okay? And she meets Yitzchak. Yitzchak is post-Akedah, post the binding, post-traumatic. Okay? And he goes out, and we have more than one clue that Rebecca, Rivka, comes from a violent family with bad morals. And she sees him, and he sees her, and instead of going into a competition of who comes from a worse family and whose pain is the worst, they actually heal each other. Our tradition says that from the moment of their meeting is the source of tfilat mincha, of the prayer of the middle of the day. When it's not one or another, it's not day or night, it's the middle. How beautiful is the lesson that Rivka is teaching us. We are the people that together we can have truth and kindness, chesed ve'emet. Our meeting can bring generosity, can bring validation to our different stories, and it can also bring moments of holiness and sanctity and healing to each other. So I'm so blessed to be in this congregation. It really does feel like my second home. I already have memories from so many places here. In the synagogue, I don't go out much, I have to say. And from so many people here. And I'm looking forward to building more and more personal connections and bridges, because Rivka has taught us that we can come from very different backgrounds, but what we will create together, this will be what Judaism will be for the next generation. תודה רבה, חודש טוב ושבת שלום.